A lyrical LT.
Master.
Play Paris, who make you again Sktv venue. Say my journey, Tina get as a man, and he's a no money. And you, and you love
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa. Sktv, the best in Mama Liberia. Must hold by the lofa and grand bazaar.
And I didn't ya to money, and I said ya to money, and I couldn't play ya to money, and I could do ya to money, and I didn't ya to money, and I said ya to money, and I couldn't play ya to money, and I could do ya to money, and I forget now ya to money. That's the TV, and I forget it now. Cause you walk on my ya to money. Yeah.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa. Sktv, the best in Mama Liberia. Must hold by the lofa and grand bazaar.
There are things we can do. We bring in good news and we give it to you. We talking about podcasts and connecting people and culture from here and out of the globe. Qualified people who waiting to sell. The flesh, the time and the efforts are rare. The broadcast we giving are real and the promise my best. To work with my life without fear. From Grandfather Nima to Lufa, from River Sass, River G to Chile, from Grand Crew, Bombay, Cape Mount, Monserrat, San to Bacalu, from Maryland, Punk to the Mikey B. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa.
The Sktv, it is the best in Liberia. Sktv, it is the best around the world, and Sktv, it is the best in Africa. Indeed. So, folks, well, what's going on? I'm experiencing some technical glitches, but let me see. Okay, but I'm finishing the problem already. Okay, so that's good. What a way to go. Today's Friday. You know, when you see us like this, you know that this Friday is a very serious and basic Friday. When I come here, when I want to come be, we're gonna know. All of us too, we got to, you know, we got to do right. So people, let's share the show. Today's Friday, a basic Friday. I'm waiting for my brother, Steve. Steve Bode will be joining us very, very soon. Steve will be joining us, and Muna and the rest of the team will be joining us. Cyprian Cordy also from Nimba County to give us some of the happening in Nimba. We're getting reports that the National Election Commission unconfirmed reports that they may likely reject one of the candidates, quote, we don't know yet, but Cyprian Cordy and the rest of the team, they will fill us in with the kind of information that coming from Nimba. But again, that move, folks. Let's share the show. Those of you here to the Friday, a beautiful Friday. Let me see. I know some of you, you're not get heart. Some of you, you're not get heart of giving anyway. But today's Friday, learn to give to people. Man, look, the people out there say, I don't know whether it's true or not, but they say if you have, if you want to get some of our people money, you got to be some kind of person. Me, I won't call me, but you have to be some kind of person. That's the only way that you get money from our people. But for us, we don't need to do these things. Yeah, we don't. Let me see what happened. How come? Good. Can we just keep going off and on? But anyway, let's share the show, people. Let's share the show. Today is Friday, the 28th of March. For a matter of fact, the month of March already. I think someone will say maybe on March already and already because 28th we got roughly about 3 more days to go, right? 3 or 4 more days, then we'll finish saying bye-bye to March. So let's share the show. Let me recognize a few of you who just joining us. Mustafa Baluk, as usual, one of our regular listener and follower on the SKTV show, Aliu Masale again, one of our brother, also Asata Odosin, also Lena Yimpan, and the rest of you. Please, let's share the show. That's the best thing we can do. Muna and the rest of the team will be joining us very, very soon. Today on Friday, so many things to talk about. Steve will be here in a jiffy. Yeah, you know, Steve is my social chairman. I'm the secretary for Steve for our social organization. So some of you, every time we post about social happening, y'all get very, some of you, but a lot of people appreciate the work we do, especially when it comes to social interactions. You know, that's the best thing to do. Because if we don't do these things, people will be thinking that maybe you are not socially active. But in the land, let me be frank, Steve and myself would like social life. We not like politics, but it's just that we can be angry because the way the politician can treat our people. That's all. Nothing else. We can be very, very angry. So let me tell some of you today. We can be very, very angry. Yeah, let me see. Okay. Sorry though. I thought they linger where they gone to Muna. But yeah, we can be very, very angry. But if the politician was doing something good, then all of us, then we so somewhere we enjoy our social life. Not coming be wasting our time to be talking about my deacon riding the latest car and so on. We'll get time for all that. We're not going to talk about these things, but because everybody's struggling, people making 150. So we will talk, deacon. We will talk. Oh. Some of you who are supporting the deacon, we will talk. Go tell the deacon that his Baptist brother, because you know, once when you're in the we're Baptist. So go tell the deacon that his Baptist brother saying that the deacon should do the right thing for all of us to live our social life and be happy. And not only the deacon will be enjoying your kind of life. Linda, yes, all of you, let's share the show, man. I'm sharing already. Yeah, today's a Friday, then the Friday. Yeah, man. You know what I mean? People are working. At least if you're not working, that one a different thing. But you're working, you don't understand anything. Then what kind of work is that? You are energetic. You have everything to work, but you're not understanding anything. Even you're working and not working, it's still the same. When we talk, you get angry. Well, we'll get for some of you. So Muna is here. Muna, please show your you see. Muna is setting by the time Muna finish, then we'll bring Muna on the show. But again, let's move people. Let's share the show. Yes, let's share the show. Today is Friday. Peter Stewart, my good friend, yesterday, just joining us on the SKTV show. I'm waiting for my professor. Let me tell some of you, I'm waiting for my professor, Steve. Because anytime I say to you, want only against me, and the only person that can be my lawyer is Steve or Mose. Steve Bully. Steve Bully is my only lawyer. Because nobody talking for the men. Let me be frank. You know the reason why I'm always advocating for men? Let Torso and Torso. Let me see what I'm Muna on first. I won't bring Muna on first. By the time Muna come on, then I will give her the reason why I'm always, advocating for men. Yeah, because some of you don't even care about what we go through. All you care about is that, but I will talk this thing today. And we'll talk all today. You say you can't talk all, but today we'll talk all. But I waited for my professor. But people, let's share. Let me see. I'm sharing. Please, let's share the show. We've gone 9 minutes into our show. Let's share the show. So many things we're going to talk about today. Today's weekend. So we'll just recap. Bring all of the stories, all of the happening, the cool. Some people can post their video. Yeah, look, they love it. They love it. Just it's good to eat dry rice in peace. For me, I will continue to eat my dry rice in peace. Some people don't easily post anymore. Since when? Since Wednesday, right? The 26th. Yes, indeed. That was 26th. Since the 26th of March, some people don't easily post anymore. In fact, their whole food tastes sour in their mouth. It's bad. You always have to do the right thing. When you do the right thing, when you're fed up, you move around freely. You chill anytime you want to. Like my brother's my counsel. My brother is my counsel. That Steve Bole can do. Steve Bole can go out there and chill. So people, let's share the show. Some of you can be afraid because you feel that maybe what you're doing is bad. So you're afraid. You're afraid of people. People will be talking. Will be talking what they want to talk. No corrupt people will come and be. Look, we're here to tell our people some of the wickedness that our some of our leaders are doing to them. And let me be frank. Yeah, oh, mama, me I let drivers. Let me be frank. Let me tell you. Let me confess. When I go home, you know, yeah, hey God. Anyway, my legal counsel said, I'm not be talking about some of the things. Yeah. But when you go home, or some of us when I go home, because my wife too, she's, yeah, want to know. So when we go home, and that's not nothing. I said, look, let me look for the quick impact. We call it one quick. The same way on mail, or if I use it, because I'm on mail and use it or UN. UN used to build some things, right? They used to build these quote unquote. Well, let me see Muna and Muna stay prepared, but let me put Muna on. UN used to build these Muna.
Well, yeah, there's my camera lost signal.
Oh, okay, that's good.
Camera, yeah, lost signal. Camera,
All right, so that's good. So you hold on a little bit, yeah. So like the way the UN, some of you who follow the UN, send the war, 2005 or 2004, this Ameta and so forth. The UN 2005, 2006, 2007, all the way to 2011, the UN they used to build the quick impact projects. And this project was, the small police depot, what we're seeing today, police men kicking in surveillance men's stomach, like, oh God, kicking surveillance men, slapping surveillance men's face. That's the country we're in. So these quick impact projects were projects that UN say, okay, send the war just finish, and these people they don't have money. We don't want to stress them, like that. So that build some of these small things. Some of the things that want that's some government project that some of the project through government care anymore to even develop the project to make the project or maybe up to standard. They don't even care anymore. So this project just like that. So I'm telling you that for some of us, we like our small impact project in our very homes. So when we go home, maybe you see today talking like this. So when I go home, I know where to wait. I look for my quick impact solution. Let me just say it that way. Some of you don't even know. I got quick impact solution. Gary. Let me tell you. So when I find Gary and sugar, quick, no need to waste my own time. I mix that with water and so forth. And some of you will be calling me, oh, you don't even know what I'm eating. Oh, maybe I'm eating. I say, yes, I'm eating and I'm eating food. Yes. Then we talk. But after I finish eating my head, I didn't sleep. Jailbreak, I had to do like when people well. So that's the kind of thing we do. And and we feel proud. When we come here, some of you insult us. They want to say, hey, some of you in government pocket, you in this and that. So, my deacon, but Muna, good evening, my dear, even though you're saying that you're not too okay for
yeah, on camera, yeah, the signal, I don't know, system is an easy thing. Without getting problem, I want to happen. And then when
yeah,
it
but
gets
good.
set and clear, yeah, then we'll get back on.
Oh,
But
okay.
yeah, I'm good. Yeah.
Wonderful. So how's Virgil? Even though you are
Yeah.
not, maybe your face not showing, but that don't mean like if I will not get it, you
Yeah,
loud
I'm
and
showing
clear.
today. Yeah, showing
Yeah.
today.
Okay. No,
But
no,
my free and show
my dear.
hours. I love camera and show hours.
Go ahead, man. Muna. Go
Yeah,
ahead. You
Swaggy
gotta
is
get
cool.
issue.
Swaggy is cool, baby. Swaggy is cool. Yeah. Everything going on smoothly.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
There's no any other social news. Well, Muna in accounted. No social thing can happen there.
It happy out. Fucking gas on the eat to the guy in the morning.
Oh, because
Yeah.
Muna, you can't even give us some of the social gist and so on. Yeah, man.
That's one thing can be on. You go out and see it, but today Friday,
Okay.
you get one of your just open it on Wednesday, signature by restaurant. And I use it, my brother. And I
Now
use
you're
it.
talking, I'm gonna get us the latest update when it comes to social happening in Zwedu.
I mean, by saying
Nigeria
I
Council.
went there to witness the opening. Yeah, signature by restaurant. Witness the opening thing. Where Teddy Ryan, King, yeah, King Dennis, you have Mama Lavera,
Okay.
Jabate. They all keep the great occasion. It was wonderful. Y'all went sitting, into the place. Go for one or two. Yeah, they drink out lake water. When you
Yeah,
see
because
dirty anything happening. Well, for the
oh really?
people going bathroom.
Oh,
They care
yeah,
somebody
man,
there.
when are you talking? Don't wait until when Steve can. Then you want to talk the social thing. Tell me, man, they were going on. Yeah, man, don't wait for the social
When I
aspect
used to
to
have
come.
so much money for him. I'm telling you. They I ask
Okay.
you certain things
People
we
were
go.
fighting.
I say,
Fighting for who or fighting for what?
let's we are better happy that. I didn't for boyfriend there, but plenty
Oh,
happy,
brother,
I
Lord.
tell you. I tell you,
No,
plenty
that's good.
happy. Yeah. Well, it was wonderful. The program wonderful. The opening of Signature Bar Restaurant. A very nice
Okay.
place.
Mm.
Yeah, very nice place. Food. Yeah.
Wow, that's good. Good. Wonderful update, Mona. I like that. We are, yes, indeed. So, those of you who are asking for the YouTube, I think we are live on YouTube. Yes. So, please just check up on our YouTube channel and tell us we are live on YouTube and, yes, give us all of the play by play or give us your own latest report from there. But Mona, today is Friday, so we have a lot of people watching us. We want you because today is a Friday. We got to interact with our people in a very soft way today because we got to get them glued to us. So recognize all of them
And
and say,
y'all know today Friday into the basket. Right? Yeah,
I
you know
want to
every
forget
Friday.
all.
Yeah, the basket. Right? You
If
see the number there.
the people say we're
Yeah.
not politicians and we're not religious people, you
Yeah.
see how the people look. I want to just tell you some of them now. Oh, maybe I think you're going to transition. And me, I'm not
No.
transition now. Until
When
still got to transition.
when I transition,
Yeah,
we
they know.
remain we remain discussing the ills in society to see how best everything can be under control, going on smoothly. We can transition. We remain maintaining our status, right? We maintaining status. Okay,
Indeed. So
let me
we
say welcome
recognize.
Mustafa Balo,
Yes, go ahead, Mona. Go ahead.
welcome
Yeah.
Mustafa Balo, welcome Ali Masale, welcome Asatu O Dawson, welcome Linda Yimpan, welcome Bretta Stewart, welcome G. Jefferson M. Cole, welcome. Your name, EO, welcome. We have Blama Kane, welcome. Betty Seafors, welcome. And then let's go on and all of our listeners who glue to the radio, you listening. Yeah. So today's Friday, right? I support that. Today's Friday. Yeah, the basket. The open basket.
Wonderful. Wonderful, Mona. Thank you. So my legal counsel is here now, taking thoughts on social issue, even though when we're talking. So when I talk before, he say, maybe. But thank God my brother is here. My legal counsel, Steve Bullet. Moses is here. Now I can feel freedom to talk. But anyway, my brother, good evening and welcome.
Hello, folks. Hello, everyone. It's good to be back. I've been having some conflicts in schedules here, so it's been a little challenging to really keep up. But I think I'm back on course, on schedule, so everything should be okay by the grace of God. It feels good to be back, as always. The Liberian people are the most important people on earth, but most importantly, Liberian women are the most beautiful women on earth. But what's going on, Mona? Again, you not go high again. What's up with that?
No,
I noticed you every time we go to anymore, you always
Steven, you know I love camera. But my camera lost signal. Yeah, the weather I lost signal. So they
the
clear.
problem I get with
You
you.
know, I love camera on yesterday. I love camera business. But I want to post me every day. Every day.
That is concern I get with you because anytime the more rather and I notice you always on some kind of funny thing. What is going on?
How can I phone in here?
I don't know. Yeah,
what
but
the point is this? I don't go on camera. Last signal. So I will do. I on camera. I said, "True, I on camera."
no one idea.
But me must say no.
No, just but then Muna, yeah, me now Alexander Boniface. People asking me question. How come? I'm not asking you as to who took you out last. But is it kind of thing? I said, but they got council one year. Now, man, the base, yeah, I can be brave.
No one answer Boniface. No one told me. Oh,
So Muna went our last night.
Don't me, take on
In the middle of the week, Muna go, but I think I didn't see her.
No, the opening of one team you called Signature Bar and Restaurant. They go when it's an opening. Yeah, so one of the winners, ceremony.
For the year.
My sister out there about our liquor water.
Hey, yeah, no, how they gonna do?
We drink our liquor water. Yeah, we're witnessing the show. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Come on. Before that is out.
Look, just for Muna to even tell us that she and her sister went out and they bought us, they bought cold water, bottle of water.
Yeah, cold water.
Yeah, for themselves. That don't speak for them that indeed that how even though Jews are in the city, they wanted that they had to behave stiff. They will go and buy a bottle of water and sit down somewhere quietly. People are all now who thinking would not even get our own stress, but we go sit down somewhere and we see the people. Why you sitting so quietly like this? Then the person say, "No, I'm nothing much. But if you want to sit by me, no problem." So these are kind of technique that Mona carried last night. The bad as Mona like that. You know, there are some women when they go out, or in fact they don't want to go out because they don't have money. But at least you'll be able to have 200 to 300 on you, or 400 or 500 on you, so that you'll be able to buy water. When you buy, let me be frank. Look, their life will live. They say you're locked on your feet. You sit down to the house all day, you sleep. You don't even know what will happen. So, like, for example, when you go out there, like, for example, tonight, just fix your hair. You know how to plait all the prison hair. No. Just some kind of way, you just feel yourself find out, or you just go there and buy a little bottle of water. Somebody will buy you whole shawarma, Muna?
Shawarma.
You can eat the food. We don't eat the food, so we don't know. So you can eat the kind of food. Somebody will buy it for you. And most definitely, you will even walk away with, just imagine, Muna, you go somewhere with $200, but you go even with almost 5,000. Is that not profit?
Yeah,
I think my nigga cancel your top plenty. Is that joking?
Yeah, cancel you. You know, man, sometimes you see these people just going, just sit there, get all the water and just sit on observing the process, keeping it cool and maintain our status. Yeah, you're observing. Yeah.
Yeah, Melvin, sorry for the interruption there. I had to take care of something really quick.
No problem, my dear. No problem with you, my brother. No problem. Anything, just let us know. Yeah. But actually, that's the right thing to do, Steve. You know, most of our sisters, they don't like to go out. And thank God, Cyprian called it also here, because that's my own observation now. Some of them say, we not get food, the children struggling, no reset. So because of that, you will not go walk about one day to even see how our answer look. Because our children reset, because our children have to eat. But Muna, thank you, man. I gave it all to all of you. For your sister that go out last night.
Did I whole Muna and his sister call that story? That's a sticky story. Let's move. Yeah, that story is sticky. We'll investigate it. Muna tomorrow tell the people what in your day water. I get a picture here. But man, I think we connect there. We probably don't want to be saying that because even simply the press people here last night, we know. You believe it?
I tell you what. You more than perfect you. The man who got the eyes in the star.
That one want to make food out of it.
Sparcraft.
That one want to make food out of it.
Your man is your little.
That one want to make food out of it. I see long as they make food out of it. Made stupid in the time. He was honest thing he said. We told them, them believe it, they will balance. They carry all around, they're not doing nothing, they point down. But I ain't now, what was it? They made me fool out of here, they made get on cast and all, take picture, pull it around and little. They say you not meet residency clause. Net know that you not meet residency clause. Then tell you long term. That is to tell you that this was planned. It was concocted to make him to look stupid in the town, to make fool out of him, and so forth. They wanted to have something on him. I want to make a dream that. But you understand, he said. You understand, he said. You don't understand, he said.
Your man saying why money Bible.
You want to money?
I had money. They took a $750 US.
And they attempt for you to bring noise in that town, then you will get arrested. Let me say that the next plan they got for him. Let me say it to the other Liberian people. Any attempt for him to misbehave, you will get. The way they made plan to disgrace him and Henry Costa in our country. If that means it, anyway, you want to say something that you can't talk it because when you talk it, they will not even want to go. And you see how been quiet, been looking at it. They'll pass me around to doing campaign where? Don't many already got plans to mess you up. You think Joseph Bagalo is somebody who can forgive people? You really think so? You're not ready yet. You are not ready. You know the party get that way. I say it. They will mess you up. But you understand, he said, I see love in your face. He not make it. He not make it. He not make it. And it's sweet for him. He not make it. I don't want to say it. Melbourne, so you don't want to charge your show. You ready for the show that I ready?
Oh, all right. Well, that's great. I thought because it is Friday and you here, but anyway, let's move on now. Yes. So on the social aspect, I don't know what some of the training social thing on your mind or better state. Cyprian Cody quickly before we transition, because you know the life we live. They know we can live life.
The only situation on my mind is, seeing what I saw today in the newspapers about the purported speaker, Richard Nangwe, a woman taking him to court. You saw that thing, right, Mimo?
Yes, I think for Front Page Africa.
Yeah, I saw that thing today. I'm like, but winner, what's going on here? And that the problem then there we got our leaders. And everything is sort of allowed to come outside. Maybe as a man, right? As a man, some of the things you just handle it quietly behind the scenes and don't let it come outside. But again, so when you see a woman taking husband to court now, then you will know that maybe they try to handle it behind the scenes and it could not be resolved. But I don't think that's a good picture coming out of the home of the speaker of the majority bloc. It's not good at this time. It's not good for his reputation. It's not good for the kind of man he is, especially fighting to be the speaker of the 55th legislature, and you can't manage your family affairs and have to come in the media to that extent. It's not good. It's damaging for me. That's why that's the only social thing on my mind. Let's try as men, to not allow some of these things that will bring it. That you washing your dirty clothes outside, you try to just manage it. Try to resolve some of the issues at home, especially when you have to do it with your wife. This is not somebody, but this is your wife. It's somebody that you marry according to what we get. And I know we because that women, they think about you and the woman, you struggle together, and you get property together, and something happening, then you want to claim everything, and just deprive her of right, of her benefits. It's not good. And I applaud the woman. Some women will just say, but the men are the men, the men are the speaker, the men are lawmaker, the government official, what thing I will get from all of that man. But to take the bold step to not be silent, because these abuses are taking place in many homes, in so many places, and maybe that it just take courage for some women to come outside for us to know what is happening. But some of these homes that you think is rosy, is better than rosy, some women are going through hell. We wait to see what is going to come out of the court processes. But what we heard about, property should be denied, share of the property or the proceeds coming from the property. If that is true, if that is anything to go by, then I don't think my brother, Representative Richard Kuhn, even deserve being the speaker that he wants to be. This is damaging. He shouldn't have allowed this to come outside.
Well, thank you, Cyprian. For a matter of fact, this story send you you want to, or in fact, you want us to talk about this story, I think that's good. I think that's also posted on the page of Spoon TV or Spoon Network. And thank God, I like the kind of more headline that they give. They say, breaking news by Melvin Jackson, judicial reporter, the wife of Majority Bloc Speaker. Good. That only thing I want to hear. Rachel Kuhn has filed a petition for proper accounting against her husband, accusing him of neglecting to provide her with information about income from their rental properties. These properties are located in the Unity Conference Center or Central Hotel Africa Rural Community. The petitioner, Madam Angeline Mami Wallo Kun, claimed that while an estimated income of 5,110 USD was reported in 2007, she has no updates on the income over the past 19 years. She alleged that her husband has not been transparent about the financial details. So indeed, Steve, that's the news. And to what Stephen just said, and this also bow down to our character, Steve. Let's be frank, as people and as Imo, especially as Liberians. We want to control people or we want to lead people, but we have so many characters or so many tinted characters. What say you when it comes to the social news or especially with the information, Steve?
Yeah, that's what say who I know. I don't know if you guys
Okay.
signal to say hello to us there really quick before I make a comment. Mr. Kane, how are you?
I'm doing great. How you doing? I'm just under the cool here, but yeah, I'm doing okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's good to hear you. Last night when we spoke, you sounded very, very, very cool.
Yeah, very bad. Well, it's getting better now.
Okay,
Much
thank
better.
God. Speedy recovery to you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Yeah, quickly to the issues here. Super Bros brings up an important point in our politics in terms of standard, in terms of how people should carry themselves or whatever it is. But unfortunately, when it comes to Liberia, it comes to anything that has to do with standards or people's reputation, how they carry themselves. I believe that thing has been scratched. I believe that most of the voters do not care about that part of people's life. I believe that people don't care. People have elected people who have done the worst in life, people who have dishonored people, even for the neck to even put certain people on the ballot box, send a message. And we complain about it here. It sent a message that we're now people of morality. We don't let people with morals. We don't let people. If we let people with morals and things like that, we'll be talking about Alexander Cummings, and then we'll be discussing. You get a president who is a seated president that lies both locally and internationally with dry face. When you try to hold him accountable to say you disrespectful to the president and the man are old man and y'all need to respect him, and it's so to be cultural or whatever it is. You get a certain president who comes and say things like not only that he's a certain president, but at his age, he should not be saying certain things. He should not be doing certain things. He should not be carrying himself a certain way. This man has dishonored himself, dishonored the presidency. And I don't believe in morality in Labrampo when it comes to politics. That's why me and nobody on social media get moral talk. No, we don't get no moral talk, especially when it comes to Labrampo politics. Everything is on the table. What I'm seeing here with Rachel Kuhn, and we predicted it on the show, it has reached the point now where in Joseph Boakai and United Party ready to strangulate Rachel Kuhn, and they will disgrace Rachel Kuhn. They will disgrace Rachel Kuhn to the point that Rachel Kuhn will go into depression. The reason I'm saying this, and we joke with these things, is these guys will only use you when they need you, when they're ready, then they move from behind you. Imagine all the years that now Rachel Kuhn woman decided that she was there, and you know who a lawyer? Mariah Yakula. You think this is coincidental? Rachel Kuhn in for a long rude awakening. Rachel Kuhn in for a long rude awakening. And this is very, very serious. And everybody thinks this is joke. Look, let me say this. I would recommend opening a Rachel Kuhn here. Rachel Kuhn, if you're watching, you're sorry, yes, I'm watching. The only thing that can save you, resign from that fooling that you got going on and walk away. If not so, these men will disgrace you. They will strip you of everything. And they will leave you by yourself in the dark. I'm telling you, we predicted that Joseph Bala was going to move ahead from behind you. Now they're trying not to move ahead from behind small. Yeah. You'll see. But Mr. Karen, it's up to you. What say you? Richard Boone wife now fighting for him. He go away. Where do?
Yeah, I saw it on Facebook. Actually, when it comes to morality, I personally don't hold most of these guys to any higher standard. And you know, we are a reflection of who we are when we come to the public. How we behave at home, that's how we behave in public. If you see somebody very aggressive to women, disrespectful, insulting, go ask your wife.
Yeah.
If you see somebody who is lawless, they got no respect for the rule of law, they have no respect for anybody, they don't respect the rights of other people, go ask their family, or go in their town or the village, they will tell you. Also, people who we elect are a reflection of us.
Yeah.
If you are a moral person, if you believe in legality, if you believe in the rule of law, if you think corruption is bad, you will never support a corrupt official. You will never vote for somebody who you know is corrupt. You will never vote for bad leaders. If you're a good person, you always want to make sure the person you vote for is a reflection, a true reflection of who you are, of the character you are. People always believe that politics is now about being serious. They just go vote and move from there.
Yeah.
Forgetting to know that you are mortgaging your future and the future of your children for little or nothing, or for being unserious. So Richard Cole and many others, you know, women abusers, immoral, the dishonest people, I don't really take them to higher standard. Their behavior, they exhibit at home, that's what they will come and show to the public. So I don't really expect much for him. And when it comes to some of the brains behind what's going on, you already said it. Richard Cole will go, and there will be a fresh election in the House of Representatives. What I even heard is that the other bloc now, the bloc is asking for Thomas Fala position to be up for grab. That Thomas Fala is not only a part of the problem, he is the problem. So they don't, this likewise, people don't have trust or confidence in Councillor Speaker Kofa.
Mm-hmm.
They are saying that they don't have trust or confidence in what's his name, Thomas Fala as the deputy speaker. So it's very likely that Thomas Fala's position and the speaker position all will be up for grab, and a fresh election will happen. The Kung guy, Richard Kung, his time is over.
But Mr. Kane, thank you so much for the update. But the truth about it is, Richard Kung and Jack Kung, they were scraping and disgracing because at the end of the day, they don't want him to serve as a witness or anything.
Let me tell you something behind it. Like the woman thing you see, and that one is just the tip of the iceberg.
Yep.
The money Richard Kung they use.
Mm-hmm.
The whole money thing has come under serious scrutiny, and the money that they spend in that hotel, the money that they inserted in the budget when he went and called the media guy, then he said, "Just protect me. You can attack the president all day you want." That didn't go down well with Joseph Boakai and people. because they said that this is one that is leaked. What else is out there that we don't know? We haven't heard.
Yeah.
What is he doing? If you can tell a media person, attack the president all you want, just make sure you protect us, protect me. So there are a lot going on in the back, and most of it will come out. But Richard Kuhn should brace himself. You're 100% right. And he's up there. The Unity Party people, they are up for a rude awakening when it comes to Richard Kuhn.
Well, that's good. Thank you so much, Mr. Kane, for that deliberation. But yeah, so Steve, quickly to that for me, I think you just nailed it, you and other Mr. Kane, because when it comes to moral issues here in Liberia, we don't care. All we care about is our own feelings about who we think we want to vote for, and that already happening even in Nima County. In the by-election, people are campaigning for people because they feel that maybe quote unquote they've come from the political party that they come from. So they don't care about what the person can develop, what the person can do anything, what the person is capable or not. They don't care. All they care about is this person myself we're from the same era and we are of the same tribe or we are of the same maybe tradition or from the same village or so forth. Yeah, it's bad. And this is a kind of life that we find ourselves in today where we see these people that are supposed to be showing example are the one also destroying even the society that we even depend on. So tell me, if that man who can go for him to become speaker, even started to even treat his wife in a foreign manner, or
cheating woman, maybe say cheating, the man cheating woman, and then who you get cheat.
Good.
And this man, I think this man, he's an accounting professor at the university.
Where he graduated from? The accounting.
If I simply say the man, in fact, he's a professor at UL. He's teaching the right at
But no wonder why the country like that. No wonder why the program
from the
university like that. No, to be honest, Melbourne, no wonder why when most of the university students in Liberia graduate, this is all you get. Because the people who are teaching there got no morals, no standings, they are crooks, they are criminals, they do wrong things, they do what's unethical, nothing to substantiate what they do. Some of them are not even qualified to even teach. But they go so I mean, let me say this. At the end of the day, the country is upside down. And you know what, Melbourne? I'm glad to be alive at this time to see the things that we said before the election come to pass. Melbourne, one of my happiest, let me tell you something. One of the things I'm most happy for is the fact that me, you, Sekou, Monk, Telvi, and other people back in the days that were only at Atanatan, Sipri, and other people had not joined us. The things we stood for. You know I'm happy because we have not changed our values and our position on the things we stood for. And please don't get me wrong. I will say this anywhere, anytime I go. Anywhere I go, I mean, the people might not like the way we say it, but we have got huge respect. And these people take us seriously and they follow us religiously. And anything we say, they take it at face value. The entire government will take it at face value. It's a serious thing for John Weirton because you know what? They know the people that are serious. They know the people that are authentic. They know the people that are saying the truth. And that's what we stand for on this show. And we'll continue to stand for that. So we'll not change our position until the situation changes. We'll stand for what is true and what is right. Joseph Yuma Baka electing was the biggest mistake we made in this generation, in this time, in our age. And you know what? We'll pay for it as Liberians. We will pay for it, even we who are abroad, we who are home. And I can say the next generation to come will pay for it. We will. We will pay for it.
Great. We will pay for it. Let me just show this video. So we have recap all of the if I were going to recap all of the week long activities and move on. But this one sparked a lot of debates. I think this is one of the latest talk about I don't know about some of you, well, you can still recall, mind you, the president of the Republic of Liberia, His Excellency Joseph Yima Boakai, sometime in October, I think if I stand to be corrected, that was October 6, 2024, when he said that, in fact, even when it costs for him to ride a wheelbarrow to go to work, he's going to do. But then this car, this vehicle has become one of the latest, and in fact, becoming talk of the time, that Liberians are complaining that after the president promising them that in fact he's going to ride wheelbarrow, even to go to work just to develop Liberia, he was seeing with the latest car or the Lezios. Those of you who know this vehicle, and let me play it so that you can see exactly what we're talking about. Then we can also have our own say on that, Steve, and the rest of the team.
So, Mabel, you said Julius Mobaga said if it cost him to ride a wheelbarrow, he was going to do it. How many things
Yeah, hold on, Mr. Kana.
do you remember?
Hold on 30 seconds, Mr. Kana, please. We're just showing the car. When we finish, then we will ask you. Yes, indeed. Thank you. Okay, so that's the vehicle. Those of you who are watching, and those of you who on the radio survey, that there are no sound to that, but this is the vehicle of our president, and this is the latest. According to information, the car worth close to almost 150,000 USD. Yeah, so Mr. Kana, yeah, go ahead.
Yes. Yes. So what I was saying is that you talk about Joseph Boakai saying that he will not, even if it cost him to ride a wheelbarrow, he was going to do that. How many things do you remember that Joseph Boakai said, having lived by? Excuse me. Anyway, maybe I'll come back.
All right, thank you, Mr. Khan. Well, Monk, maybe let me say this. I know. Oh, Monk, just Monk, what's up, my man? Monk,
what's up, guys? What's going on? I only came to pay my fiduciary responsibility to remind people today is Friday on Sktv. You know our tradition and custom here. When it comes to Friday, you must keep the lights on Sktv and make sure Mona, Melbourne, Cyprian, and everyone is on the show, at least to our audience nationwide and around the world, can get live update from Sktv. But what's going on, guys? I wasn't supposed to be here, but I had to show up at least for a few minutes just to remind the audience.
More quickly, I know that that your boy, because the other time you brought me on the show, they say you're not making it.
We won't be delving into the world stage prophet issue, but I don't know. The rescue mission is eating its own baby, because as far as I'm concerned, those were the foot soldiers of the rescue mission, and it was the rescue mission or elections commission that is trying to, if not outright, deny him of participating in the upcoming special elections in Neighbor County. It's kind of a funny, my brother. But that's it. That's politics there for you. Politics is not permanent. It's show business. You got to be in show business to participate in politics.
Yep.
Yes, look at Cyprian.
Steve, hold on 1 second. I want to respond to Mabel's question. Monk, how you doing, my man? Before I go, how are you?
I'm doing okay. I'm here.
All right, thank you. So yeah, what I was saying that Julius Mabaga has promised countless numbers of things that he has not lived up to. Yep. So it is not a surprise for somebody to say Julius Mabaga say Julius Mabaga spent $1.1 million on cars. $1.1 million on cars. You know what $1.1 million can do for Liberia and Liberian people? $1.1 million can buy ambulances for all the hospitals and clinic, referral hospital and clinic in the whole Republic of Liberia. Everywhere, every country, every district can get ambulances. Number one. $1.1 million can build schools, can buy benches, chairs, put it in all the schools that don't get chairs. The children are sitting on the floor. Amen. These people are wicked sort of people. They care less about the country. They care less about the people. But yet, people are carried away by their supporters, many of whom are just a bunch of followers. They care less about the future of the country. They care less about what's going on in the life of the people. But majority of the people are suffering.
Yeah.
Even some people that supported Joseph Nima Boakai, they are being covered by shame and disgrace. But they can't say it because they don't have the moral rectitude to come out and say, you know what? Whatever we did, we make mistake. We made a mistake. It was a mistake. We were wrong. They're not going to do that because they don't have the moral in them. So, Joseph Nima Boakai talk about LeBron will never be like before. LeBron will not be spectator in their own country. LeBron not even spectator right now. They are outside the stadium. Bringing stranger to come be the president for the University of Liberia. And still we don't have any educated people in Liberia. His first trip, he went to Sierra Leone to go and make with a classmate, the childhood friends. Joseph Nima Boakai said, we will have an international audit. No agency of government that will be left out. Everyone will be audited. Where is that audit? So Joseph Nima Boakai have said a lot of things. And he doesn't care. He can just throw it out there because they know Liberian people will have a very short, memory. When something happens in 3 weeks, we forget about it. We move to the next one. And majority of our people who say they are vocal, they are going all over the place from platform to platform looking for the next breaking news. And what do they do with the breaking news? Zero. So we are the one that is enabling all these things happening, and they will not stop. And this is one of the reasons why I personally doing some exploration for a possible candidacy for Senate in Montserrat County in 2029. I say exploration. I'm still thinking about, I'm considering it. It doesn't mean I'm aspiring already or I'm already a candidate. No. I'm saying exploration. I'm thinking about it because we have talked when we will continue to talk. And our calls have been falling on deaf ears. So probably we need to be on the table to practicalize what we have been speaking or what we've been preaching so that we can not just talk the talk, so we'll be able to walk the walk. But I'm deeply considering it because Liberia will never change if we all stay outside to listen to us. They will never listen. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Kane. Thank you, Mr. Kane. Well, folks, if you're just joining us, this is SKTV. There are a lot of things that happened this week. A lot of things. Starting from the court ruling. I know you guys have talked about it, but I just wanted to throw a little hint on that, on the Supreme Court, on the hearing, the Bill of Information hearing that they had. Two major things that caught my attention in that Bill of hearing. Two major things before the official ruling can come out or whatever it is. There's two major things. The first thing that caught my attention was for a sitting justice to be requesting protection. That's very concerning to me. That's troubling. That's problematic. Those things should be implied, and if she or all of them are not protected, they should be protected already under the laws, under the Constitution, whatever. The protection should be. But if they are requesting protection, then the question I started to ask myself was, did they take away their security detail or the protection? Do they need additional protection? That in itself sends a message to the world that Liberia is not a safe place. Imagine you're sitting Chief Justice of the Supreme Court, as a former. If that formal, you can say, oh, maybe the country not get too much money to give us security, so they'll hire our own security. I said, sitting, current Chief Justice, the people who in charge of the law in the whole country, tell you, say, they need protection. You think about the wheelbarrow ball. You think about the people that don't even know anybody, that don't have any connection to government. You think about the old man that can roast corn, cassava. You think about them. What kind of protection they have? Do you think if any investor, anybody that's serious that want to put their money somewhere to do business, hear this? Okay, let me put it away. Since some of you don't understand, you think that was a joke when she said that. I didn't take that statement lightly. You think it was a joke. Dana opposition talking. Dana sedition was saying it. Dana somebody from the diaspora said it. Dana people on the radio said it. Dana people who selling in the market said it. That the sitting Chief Justice, the three branches of government, one of the heads said it. And you think this is a joke? The country is not safe based on what she said. I don't care what you say. That statement in itself. But it could be interpreted another way also. Is it because the Chief Justice also knows the ruling that's coming up? So there is a need for protection because it might not favor a certain group of people who have the authority on their side, which is the majority black? Is that a signal she was sending that we need protection? Anybody who come in and say, oh, you know, this is not what the Chief Justice said in context, this is what she said, I fully know what I can do with Joseph Boaga when he says something in public, then I see you're passing the right interpreting it for him. Me, I know the reason why I can be interpreting for Joseph Boaga, because his vice president, Jeremiah Kuhn, who is soon to be the president. Jeremiah Kuhn, who is soon to be the president. We'll talk about that one another time. His vice president said the Joseph Boaga bring is going down the drain. So that means you got to interpret for him. So that why you can be interpreting anything Joseph Boaga says. Anything Joseph Boaga said, the only reason why you can interpret it. Me, I don't call it spin. I don't call it you're trying to say it when you're trying to say that. Me, I call it interpretation. You're interpreting what Joseph Boaga said because Joseph Boaga does not know what he's talking, basically. Because if he knew what he's talking, he would not need somebody to interpret it for him. Joseph Boaga don't be speaking Gisi. He don't be speaking Loma or Bandi or Pele. Joseph Boaga can be speaking English. So Joseph Boaga said something. It's coming from him, who is the president of the United States, and you get somebody passing around to interpret what he said. That means basically you yourself condemning Joseph Boaga and saying he doesn't know what he's saying. So no, I don't need nobody to interpret what the Chief Justice said. She said what she said, and she meant what she meant. But let's move forward to the second part that caught my attention. The Chief Justice of Liberia was able to point out that the country is in chaos. And y'all want to talk about investment? Y'all want to talk about people coming and moving the country forward? And the country will be better? That's what y'all want to talk about? When the Chief Justice enumerated stated the reason why she is saying the country is in chaos, we need to start thinking about this. This is a serious problem for us. When I listen to the Chief Justice, those things caught my attention. I'll give the last minute to Monk before we go to the news quickly, because I know Milton already set up. Monk, what say you? Because for me, those are the two important things that caught my attention.
Yeah, I mean, you are right. I mean, those were the highlight of the week. The issue coming from the Supreme Court and the whole thing about the president as well, who's in control of the country. You know, for me, I don't buy into this whole thing about showing the president. I tell people, you know, politics, both sounds and act. You can understand the scientific part of politics, but the artistic side. Sometimes politicians, we said it yesterday in the show, politicians will come and make promises and say this and say that. At the end of the day, my brother, the only people that are given the legal authority to spend other people's money legally on the planet are politicians. They will abuse you. They will take advantage of resources because for them it's a once in a lifetime opportunity. So you must look at who you are voting for in politics. You got to know the people who can deliver. If you are not going to hang your hat on promises being made by politicians, some of the statements they made during the campaign, how we'll go to work. You think Joseph Boaga will enter the executive mansion and go to work in wheelbarrow? No, those things, they are just campaign talk, and that's what politicians will do. They will spin, they will put up a show, they will make fake promises, but at the end of the day, there are only few people that will be able to deliver. That's why in any society, the most competitive, the one who are in the position to deliver, politicians will always sabotage them. because you know what? It's a business model. Politicians understand one thing in this war, that people who come from a productive mindset, let's say from the business, from the private sector, these people know how to manage resources. They will cut down waste, they will cut down abuses in government. If these people are allowed to come to power, there will be no need for politicians. So every step of the way, the Irish politician will sabotage people who they believe are capable of getting the job done. So don't fall for the promises about Joseph are going to work in wheelbarrow or roller skate. He will ride the most expensive car. He will wear some of the best shoes in this world until he can leave the state. That's just why it is. And for the Chief Justice, I don't have that much to say because unless she started this thing from her parting comment. You can remember couple, I think it was last week or some other time, 2 weeks ago, when she made her closing argument before leaving because she will be retiring, I think, in June of this year, if I'm not mistaken, because of the age or limitation placed on the Chief Justice. She talked about gangsterism, that the country is out of control. So it was just a reaffirmation of things that she's been saying for the longest. Even when it came to the budget hearing, she was talking about we want our share because you run this country like some cartel. So if the resources is going to be oscillating between only the executive and the first branch of government, then why not give our fair share? So when she talk about security and protection, it's not strange to me because she's been saying this thing forever now, as far as I'm concerned. So that's my parting comment before the news break. Yeah.
Okay, folks, I think we should go to the news break and hear what the people from the news got to say to her. I don't know what you think, Cyprian.
Yes, let's see what the news people are ready on the issue of the vehicle. I mean, I watched one video with the president. The protocol officer introduced the president, and the podium is sitting on the right. The president woke up instead of going to the podium, and instead of going left.
But the man vice president who is elected, then the man bring gun down the June. What do you expect?
So I was like,
the government of Liberia has disclosed it is having talks with ECOWAS, seeking technical and logistical support for the establishment of the War and Economic Crimes Court and a National Anti-Corruption Court in Liberia. The Commercial Court of Montserrat County has summoned Representative Richard Coon to appear before the court on Tuesday, April 1st, to respond to a lawsuit filed by his wife. The Liberia Medical and Dental Council, in collaboration with the Ministry of Justice, has shut down the Grace of God Medical Clinic on 9th Street Singer over failure to meet basic medical standards. And out of Liberia, Zimbabwe's President Emmerson Mnangagwa has appointed a new army chief ahead of planned protests on Monday. Those were the headlines. Now the news in detail. The Liberia Medical and Dental Council, in collaboration with the Ministry of Justice, has shut down the Grace of Faith Medical Clinic on 9th Street Singer over failure to meet basic medical standards. During the closure operation, the joint team conducted a community outreach informing bystanders of the danger posed by unqualified medical practitioners. They also urged community members to report any suspicious or substandard medical practices in their vicinity. The inspection revealed alarming deficiency in medical care. A patient in labor was found unattended with no midwife on duty. Given the poor standard of service, the patient was transferred to the JFK Maternity Center. Another patient was also rushed to the JFK Memorial Hospital for emergency treatment. Following these distressing findings, the LMDC and the Ministry of Justice issued an immediate closure order for the Grace of God Medical Clinic, reinforcing their commitment to ensuring the safety and well-being of the public by holding medical facilities accountable to establish health regulations. The Commercial Court of Montserrat County has summoned Representative Richard Coon to appear before the court on Tuesday, April 1st, to respond to a lawsuit filed by his wife. Angeline Mami Coon, the wife of the Majority Bloc Speaker Richard Coon, filed a lawsuit in the Commercial Court seeking a proper accounting to the income generated from their joint properties. The wife of Representative Richard Coon, in a petition filed to the court, accused him of neglecting to provide information about income from their rental properties. These properties, according to the reports, are located in the Unity Conference Center, Hotel Africa rural community. The practitioner, Madam Angeline Combe, claims that while an estimated income of 5,110 was reported in 2007, she has had no updates on the income over the past 19 years. She alleged that her husband has not been transparent about the financial dealings. The government of Liberia has disclosed it is having talks with ECOWAS seeking technical and logistical support for the establishment of the War and Economic Crimes Court and a National Anti-Corruption Court in Liberia. Making the disclosure on Friday, Deputy Foreign Minister for International Cooperation, Dr. Ibrahim Yan, said while providing justice is a sovereign duty of government, international support is cardinal. According to Dr. Yan, the Liberian government will also be seeking friendly government cooperation to ensure that individuals and organizations in their jurisdictions be brought to Liberia to account for their actions during the Liberian Civil War. The deputy minister also challenged international organizations and Liberian to continue their collaboration and support to the process leading to the establishment of the courts, hereby supporting efforts of international human rights and the general framework of international laws. Also speaking, Deputy Minister for Administration at the Ministry of State, Colonial Kral, commended that's recommitted President Joseph Boakai desire to fully support the court establishment. The two deputy ministers spoke on Friday at a meeting to establish a National Transitional Justice Committee organized by the Office for the Establishment of the War and Economic Crimes Court in Liberia. The president of the Liberia Football Federation, Mustafa Raji, has pledged his leadership commitment to invest monies received from football in the development of infrastructure and football competition across the country. Raji said the LFA remains intentional to the resources and capacity building of each and every Liberian they can reach out to. According to the LFA boss, the dream and vision of the current leadership of the football house is to ensure that they provide football facilities in the 15 counties aimed at giving everyone the opportunity to showcase their talents through various sporting activities. Speaking Friday when he received an honor from the Jonathan Pelele School of Journalism for what executives of the institution term as immense contributions to football in Liberia, Rajiv promised to remain open, hoping to have other initiatives that will enable LFA work with journalists, especially in sports, to enhance the team. Mustafa Raji used the medium to appeal to Liberian journalists to assist the LFA in covering every federation as means of promoting critiquing their leadership performance as he outlined reforms, transparency, and good governance as the hallmark of the LFA. For his part, the board of chair of the Jonathan Pelele School of Journalism, Ibrahim Morbar, said the institution annually recognizes and certificates individuals from government and private facilities for their extraordinary performances, pointing out that Mustafa Raji, since assuming the presidency of the LFA, has demonstrated unwavering commitment, passion, and strategic vision in shaping the future of football in Liberia. Labour Minister Councillor Cooper Kral has assured commitment to protect and afford persons with disabilities job opportunities. According to Councillor Kral, on the arrest agenda for inclusive development, individuals will not be discriminated or denied employment opportunities based on their physical conditions. Minister Krau's statement was delivered by the Director of Occupational Health and Safety at the Labour Ministry, Reverend Grace Yahweh, at the program commemorating this year's International Wheelchair Day on March 26 at the EJS Ministerial Complex in Congotown. The Liberia Council of Churches has disassociated itself from a story circulating on social media alleging that the LCC has criticized the government on the purchase of a bulletproof vehicle worth over $400,000 United States dollars. Early Friday, an online platform did a publication claiming that the Liberia Council of Churches expressed profound concern regarding President Joseph Boakai recent procurement of a lavish 2025 Lexus reportedly valued at over 400,000 United States dollars. But reacting to the story, LCC Secretary General Reverend Christopher Toole described the story as a fake news and a calculated attempt to tarnish the image of LCC President Reverend Dr. Samuel Reeds. Reverend Toole challenged the authors of the story to come clean by using their names and stop misusing the logo and the photo of LCC President. The Chief Executive Officer of the Cones Foundation, Cassel Cohn, has called on Liberian students studying in Rwanda to remain steadfast in pursuing their education in order to contribute to the growth and development of Liberia. According to him, while in Rwanda, it is the best time for Liberian students to form partnerships, seek investment opportunities, and showcase their talents, among others. Speaking Friday when he served as a keynote speaker at the program marking the 4th anniversary of the Liberian Student Association in Rwanda, Combs cautioned the Liberian community in Rwanda to remain focused on their studies, noting that they are the beacon of hope that Liberia is depending on. He at the same time commended the leadership for extending an invitation to him to serve as keynote speaker for this year's anniversary. Meanwhile, the CEO of Cone Foundation, Cassel Cole, donated 3,000 United States dollars in a set of sporting materials. Cole made a commitment of 5,000 United States dollars as scholarship funds to be given annually to the Liberian Students Association in Rwanda. According to him, the scholarship is intended to alleviate the financial burdens that students are facing in Rwanda, thus cautioning the leadership of the community to use the fundings for its intended purpose. Defense Minister Geraldine George has called on employees of the Ministry of National Defense to take the knowledge gained from a 2-week staff training program on security sector reform seriously. She said employees acquiring knowledge on the operation and the mandate of the Ministry of National Defense will go a long way in assisting the employees in the discharge of their duties. Minister George made the call at the ceremony marking the end of a week training, that's a 2-week training program on security sector reform organized for employees of the Ministry of National Defense on Friday in Monrovia. The defense minister commended the employees for undergoing the training and the facilitators for transferring their knowledge. And out of Liberia now, Zimbabwe's President Emmerson Mnangagwa has appointed a new army chief ahead of planned protests on Monday, called by a group of war veterans who want to force the president to resign. The former Major General Emmerson, that's Emmanuel Matatu, takes over with immediate effect. President Mnangagwa has faced calls from his former supporters to step down, citing mismanagement and corruption. Earlier this week, Mnangagwa abruptly retired his army chief, Lieutenant General Asilin Satai, appointing his sports, arts, and culture minister. To end this newscast, a recap of the top stories we have been following. The government of Liberia has disclosed it is having talks with ECOWAS seeking technical and logistical support for the establishment of the War and Economic Crimes Court and a National Anti-Corruption Court in Liberia. The criminal court, that's the commercial court of Moserado County, has summoned Representative Richard Cohn to appear before the court on Tuesday, April 1st, to respond to a lawsuit filed by his wife. The Liberia Medical and Dental Council, in collaboration with the Ministry of Justice, has shut down the Grace of God Medical Clinic on 9th Street Single over failure to meet basic medical standards. And out of Liberia, Zimbabwe's President Emmerson Mnangagwa has appointed a new army chief ahead of planned protests on Monday. That's our CNN's bulletin. I've been Akita Roberts.
Including the only female there that I see. I want to thank you people. You know, something is happening in this country. The fact that the Liberians have now galvanized themselves to rescue this country is very interesting. Mr. Weir, the last time we contested, his helicopter was 35 years old. And I brought in a helicopter that was 4 years old. Today, I see him with an upgraded helicopter, all from the people money. This country is bleeding, ladies and gentlemen. It's no joke. I've been around, and every day I come up with new ideas. Some of them are now concepts that started with WIA, but it's to show you that the country is declining. I started talking about corruption, talking about coach, but then later on, as I go around the country, I see our resources that are leaving this country with no sign of benefit to the people. And this is a serious problem. We're losing the human mind, we're losing our resources, and we're losing everything.
Wonderful. So we're back. Steve, Mark, and that are the rest of the team. No, I think Cyprian in trying to set up. But let me see to bring Muna on. Yes, indeed. Muna and the rest of you will be back after the news bulletin. That's the president, but then you are doing his campaign, convincing Liberians to vote for him. Yes, indeed. So yes, so
that's every day he comes up with new idea. That's the biggest contradiction. Like new ideas from where?
So yes, so indeed, Mark, Steve. Also, we are getting latest report from Honorable Yeka Koruba. I don't know what of you can maybe be able to get in contact with our team. Honorable Yeka Koruba. Also, he's talking a lot of things. We're getting report. He also accusing the president of calling on the secret meetings with some of the associate justices of the associate justice, according to Yeka Koruba unconfirmed report. Or he's saying he's alleging that indeed the government is behind the scene talking with the Supreme Court as to how to go about with the bill of information. That's the latest I'm getting from Yeka Koruba. But let's move. We're back after the news bulletin. Yes, Steve, Mark, and that is Cyprian Colley and Muna.
Well, I listened to the news. What was interesting was the way they are referring to Richard Queen. The way they are referring to him, which is a little confusing. One minute the government is supporting him, but another minute they're referring to him a certain way. You know, it's not strange based on what Milburn just said that the government will try to talk to Richard Queen behind the scene, talk to the Supreme Court behind the scene. To be honest, it's not strange to some of us. These guys will do disgraceful things. These guys will do embarrassing things. They don't care. I'll say that to anybody. They don't care. And so these things are not surprising to some of us. Milburn. If anybody thinks or feels that the government will want to shoulder this shame and this disgrace that they brought to themselves, because truly speaking, Joseph Bogaden brought the thing on himself. So, I mean, I'll turn it on to the rest of the guys to hear what they have to say and how they have to react to it. But that's why I just want to react preliminarily on the conversation for today as we proceed. Mark, it's up to you, then we'll get Cyprian and Muna.
You know, the whole legislative impasse when it first started, and I kind of appreciate the approach that the former United Nations General, Honor Secretary of Political Affairs, the Nigerian guy leading the whole delegation. I love the kind of approach he's taking. First of all, he described as a political dialogue, and he's calling on the international community, whether it's ECOWAS, whether it's the U.S. mission in Liberia, the European Union, and present and past president, to find a solution to this thing. Because the one thing that I know, no matter how many times you go to the Supreme Court, you will never get redress from the Supreme Court with a legislative impact. That one thing that I know. I don't know how they will rule in this case. For some of us, we told you guys that the Liberian people were the first option. Maybe the best case scenario at the end of this day, you will have a new election and then coming with a new speaker. But the idea that the Supreme Court, in most countries, they won't even bother going to the Supreme Court. Because, like I said, I keep saying it, there's a two-phase series. They won't go to the Supreme Court. Even in the great United States, they got something here called a motion to vacate or a motion to declare the speakership vacant. So when this thing happened, the idea of getting the courts involved, because once the court get involved, at the end of the day, their interpretation will always be seen as something political. And guess what? People will be behind the scene trying to manipulate. That's just why it's all about. You can talk about the Constitution. We know the Constitution, the constitutional aspect of this argument. But at the end of the day, it boils down to the horse rule. It boils down to their own body, and they have to find a solution, because you can only get one or two options. If you are a body of men, the first branch of government that happens to be the most powerful branch of government anywhere in the world, if you cannot solve your internal matter, then it means you are not wanted to be political leaders or to be lawmakers. Second of all, when you go to the Supreme Court, the second thing that you are saying is you need to come and interfere in our affairs. And that's why you don't want to, because that would be a constitutional violation. So either way, I don't know the end result, but from this particular ECOWAS delegation, like the route they are taking, from what I'm sensing, based on their own findings and from their own report, I think it's the best way to go. Find this thing, call people, call major stakeholders, and put them in a room and find a lasting solution to this thing, because the Supreme Court is not going to give an answer, and that would be the best way forward. And the one thing I would say, the precondition, if I was in a room, the precondition for any negotiation would be to fix that broken clause or the loophole in our law that says few disgruntled lawmakers can live under the gavel of the speaker and think that they can go and assemble in another building or somewhere else and claim that they are majority black. No, until you fix that problem, this thing will keep persisting into the future. So that should be one of the preconditions. I think the last time Chairman Ability was on the show, I said, if the rule of law caucus, the very first thing that they should propose to stop this nonsense that people can just leave under the gavel of the speaker because they believe there is no constitutional requirement to close that loophole, and from their own standing orders and rules, they need to find a solution to that. When they find a solution to this stuff, trust me, you won't get this situation anytime soon in the future that few disgruntled lawmakers can be like, you know what, since we are 35 or we are 32, we can just go and assemble somewhere and call ourselves majority black. That's nonsense. It cannot happen anywhere. You need to find a way to close that loophole. And that will be my prayer at the end of the day. If we can find a solution to that, then trust me, we won't be going through this cycle over and over and making sure that other speakers become victims of this stuff. No, I don't think that would be the right way to proceed. So I'll stop there.
Okay, good. Mark, but I wanted to ask you this question quickly before Cyprian or Muna come on. I think there's a procedure even in removing speaker. If not, because I think there's a system or there's a law there that also allow the lawmakers to either agree with that speaker if they want to continue with him, or to remove their speaker if they don't want. So the entire argument here is not about whether Speaker Kofa should remain or not. But I think if you listen to the court or to the Supreme Court, they were saying that the process in which they were doing it, it was not the right thing to do. And in fact, there's no way they can easily remove somebody, for example, today, then the same day you have elections. We haven't seen that. For the past time, we've been seeing former Speaker Eddie Melvin Snow, another Eddie Sal. We haven't seen these kind of things. So what say you when it comes to that? Because people are saying that no, Frank Kofa should be removed, but the process in which some of the lawmakers are removing him is not the right thing to do.
I don't know when they say process to remove the speaker. The entire goal from this onset of this impasse was not to remove the speaker constitutionally, because there is a specific guideline for the constitution that says you need 49. Like I said, anywhere in the world, when you want to get rid of a speaker, you don't have to remove him by means of constitution. The law says the speaker power is legitimized by having a simple majority. Most of the time in parliamentary rules, what they will do, they just strip the speaker of his power. That's why I never supported the idea of this thing going to a Supreme Court, because all the Supreme Court will keep doing, interpreting by constitutional standard. And we are talking about us standing orders and standing rules. That's why I said, even in the great United States, whether it was Eric Clinton, whether it was John Boehner, whether it was Kevin McCarthy, nobody goes to Supreme Court. They just take the number away from him and the speaker walk out, because the speaker understands that if I don't have the numbers to do the Liberian people work, there is no need that I remain speaker. They just resign. That's just what they did. But in the case for the Tikova said, no, I'm not playing that game. I'm going to dig myself in and we will see how far this thing keep going. So at the end of the day, whether we go to the Supreme Court, whether they come up with a ruling 3, 4, 5 times, bill of information, I know at the end of the day, it had to be some kind of compromise being made by some others in the room. Like I said, President George Weah. Why do you think the guy went to George Weah? He went to Ellington Sirleaf. He calling on the U.S. Embassy. He calling on the European Union and other ECOWAS member states to come and solve this thing. He called it political deadlock. He understand that at the end of the day, it had to be resolved internally among themselves. It won't come from the Supreme Court. That's the one thing that I know. I can put my money on that.
Yeah, but maybe quickly, because that question is a deep-seated question that I think Monk has a point. But I just want to interject this point here really quick. Monk, you're 100% right with the examples that you gave. However, the only concern or question that there is the John Bender or other people that you're talking about, they met the threshold number to be able to say they don't want a speaker, which fell under the confines of their law in the House for them to be able to handle it in the House standpoint, because John Bender and Kevin McCarthy and other people knew that the guys had a number based on what the rules were in the House or what the rule is in the House, because the House has a standing rule. However, it goes to the Supreme Court now. John Bender or Kevin McCarthy would have gone to the Supreme Court too had these guys not met the numbers that was required under the rules. And this is the case with we can say automatically, because 37 people, we should be 49, or 42 people decides that they don't want him again. They have not met the numbers. No. But because they decide and they insist that they don't want him, so automatically he should go. And that's where I stand with Fanatic Kofa, that he has the right to go to the Supreme Court, so the Supreme Court can remind them about their own rules. Because the Supreme Court is the final arbiter of the law. Because the same rules that we are talking about for the House of Representatives, the Supreme Court has a copy, and they have to respect their own rules in the House. This is as simple as drinking water. This has nothing to do with politics. They can go handle it back in the House. And the way the Supreme Court is saying for them to go handle it back in the House is this. Y'all go back. Everything y'all did is ultra-virus because y'all never even met your own number. So you purported speaker passing around and bouncing around. You not steal from your own woman. Allegedly, you stole from your own wife, so you go to court. You can't do the same thing. So, I mean, that's where it is, Monk. The point you are making is very clear. I agree with you. But we can't circumvent this situation and say, if this guy have the 49 today, I stay with them.
Well, nobody going to argue. Steve, that's the point. Right? Nobody going to, even when they get 50 or even 51, we're going to talk. Nobody going to talk. Yeah.
That's why I said, once the speaker loses the simple majority, that just is for speakers. Because they never had a 49. That's why they didn't choose to go that route. So the 49 is not a false rule. The 49 is a constitutional requirement for you to remove the speaker legitimately. And that's why they decided to take the other route, because they know the number is not there for them. So
but what the House? No. I disagree with you. I disagree with you. Mom, I disagree.
Anything that is not done legally is not done at all.
Mom, I disagree with you.
Not at all. And maybe I just wanted to say something to Mom. I don't know whether Mom followed the arguments, the recent argument at the Supreme Court, because that argument of numbers was defeated by the justice presiding. If you follow, that was the argument that Councilor Vani Sharma wanted to push, and it even annoyed the justice when she said Even if you can get 100, you can even get 1,000.
1,000.
Right? The law says that even if you got the number that you think you have, there must be a presiding. And once there is no presiding, you can even get 100. you are a legal group. So that whole thing about, we get a number, that thing was trash. The justice chamber said that the justice, their wisdom is go by Article 33 and Article 49 of the Liberian Constitution. And maybe like only Article 33, abiding by Article 33 and Article 49 will solve the problem. Nothing more talking political, nothing here political. Everything that is happening in this impasse is legal. That's exactly the reason why. That's the reason why you see even the minority, even though they don't have the number, but because they have continued to abide by the law, which and that is Article 33 of the Liberian Constitution, they are even more powerful than the quote unquote majority that is illegal. So that whole thing about this is purely legal. And that's why
that's a contradiction, because when you want to anyway, go ahead. I think go ahead, Cyprian. I thought you were.
Yes, so and that's the reason why people, nothing is going to change, my brother. The whole thing about manipulation behind the scene, Joseph Parker and his team can do whatever. The Liberian people are not stupid. They follow the thing. They think that it was not done behind the house. It was on camera. We listen to the arguments. We know what the justices put for. We listen to Associate Justice Jamie basically when he came to the opening of the court. You even heard him say, the last time I told you, I say, so this is a serious matter we're talking about here. The only way this thing can be resolved is the people go back and abide by Article 33 of the Liberian Constitution, which says that they can have, the majority can, simple majority can constitute quorum, but that quorum must have the presiding, which is the speaker. The speaker must preside. If they have issue with the speaker, they put it forth. The speaker will recuse himself, and they will go through the procedure. They will raise the numbers. The hands will go up. We ourselves, in the media poll, we check it. We'll put it on the record. This is not going to be done hurry. The white ballot. It can be done on white ballot. That's the only way this thing can be resolved, and that's how it's going to be resolved. Nothing's going to change. Some people can't change anything in this thing here unless they want chaos. Because let me tell you something. The Liberian people are not stupid. And this thing was broad. It's clear. And we keep playing the recording every day, every time that people can hear it. No way you can twist this thing here. Let me tell you. Mom.
Let's get from Muna.
When I listened to the Supreme Court Chief Justice, when she talking about numbers, I was a little bit confused because she said, you guys can even be 100. It's not about the number. I like, why are you talking about on your own Supreme Court when you come over?
You can be 100, but you must have the presiding.
That's why you got a minority opinion and the majority opinion on the Supreme Court bench, and you're not telling me that this issue has nothing to do with numbers. About numbers. So the Supreme Court just said that number. So impeach the president that number. So put a resolution on the floor in the House is a number game. So elect a speaker in the House by his own colleague is a number, because the last time I checked, was contesting for the speakership, other people were contesting.
You know, the thing is very simple, because they both fail to follow the procedures. Once you have the number, then you can go ahead. But the number is lacking because they are greedy for power. They are greedy. That greediness. That's what's happening. The thing very simple. The movement very simple. You are rich, your number. Then everything goes smoothly. But because they are greedy, they only thinking how to take that brand money and enjoy themselves at the hotel. Then the Liberian people crying who voted for them. They are crying. Only in that place because they are greedy. They think how to steal money, how to get money for everything. That's what's happening right now. Because no one. That's what's happening right now. That greediness, money-based corruption are there because they are greedy, they are power greed. That's what's happening. This is simple. You get numbers and then you go through it professionally. But because the right procedure is lacking, that's why no stay in that building. They didn't at the hotel. They didn't in that place there. Because the power greed business. In a country every day and everything upside down.
I'm not a lawyer. I would never be
everything upside down. Some people can help anything. Some people gonna help. Then they put for the procedures so that all the whole battles can be done with.
And Muna, you can even get that number. You can even get that number. from what the justices were explaining, you can even get that number. That number must be presided over by the presiding, which is the speaker.
The speaker,
So you
yes.
can even get 49. Once the speaker is not presiding and the speaker is around, the thing about it, people don't want to sit on that rebel behavior there. You can't do that.
They don't.
You
They
must
don't
go
want
back
to.
and get a 49. Go to chambers and sit down under the man and use your 49 to remove the man. But you can't get 49. You go sit down in RLG or you go sit down elsewhere and say you use 49 to remove it. It will not work.
And the worst part about all these things, Cyprian and the rest of the team, is that they claim to have the numbers. They even took some people's signatures and so forth. They were passing around here. And some of the signatures. You know, you are leaders, and other people look up to you. Other people want to follow your footsteps and so forth. What Liberians are saying is that do the right thing so that we can see, because we are not living in a new world. We are no longer into some of these high and seeking that they used to do before. No, and guess what? They're going Wednesday, Liberian witness or the watch one of the best argument ever at the Supreme Court, and everybody was happy. They said, "Wow, that how thing look." So Liberians want to learn a lesson. They want to learn some things, and they want to understand some things. But the way some of our leaders are proceeding, you have the numbers, get the numbers on, and make sure that you remove from the cover. That's just as simple. Why you running around like if you don't even have the numbers? Then for me, Monk, then I disagree on where you say, oh, it's politics. They say, no, if it is politics, and politics is numbers, because all of our lawmakers, they won by numbers during the election time. So some politics is about numbers. Let them go back and put their horses together and get the numbers and remove the man. Simple. That's what we are saying.
Okay. All right.
Melbourne,
Yeah.
let me say this. Before we go to the lab, let me say this. You know, sometimes when some of us say some of these things, people think that we hate the country, or we just want to be radical, or we just want to say anything, right? People think that. But let me say this. You know, a few months ago, we were on the scene, Facebook, Scream Yard, True FM, and everywhere. Today, some of us lost some friendships with some people which I hold no apology for. I will lose any friendship for standing for what is right and true. I don't care who you are. As long as I'm standing for the rightful thing and what is truthful, I will stand with it. When the government of President George Weah and Unity Party decided to collude to go against Mr. Cummings, and they were using the phrase that it is all politics, it is all political, and it is this, it is that, when it went and lied on him. We stood on the social media, and that's where some people start saying that we're paid by Elizana Cummings, we Cummings people, your Cummings men and your Cummings station. What we were saying that time was, let's stand for what is right. Let's stand for the rule of law. Many of you were quiet. And you know, I'm happy that certain people, I lose friendship with them. Some of them watching it now. I'm happy that I lose friendship with you because you are a loser. You supported a loser. I say it. You supported a losing cause. And I'm happy that you are disconnected with you. Some of you. Oh, I'm very, very happy. And I will disconnect with you even in the next life if you choose to go on a foolish path. Because for me, I think I don't care who it is. I will always stand for what is right, especially when it comes to human being business. If that's your personal thing, I don't care about it. But when it comes to public services and so forth, I will always stand with what is right. We told you that time that these people colluded and they wanted to put a dent on Mr. Cummings. Today here we are now, we're holding the same, they're using the same word that this is political, so we should turn our face for it. No, it is not political. Let's follow the rule of law. And I want to say to the majority, to the other black, co-fighting black, let me say to them, any attempt for those men to do anything, you use your own resources. Like I heard one of the lawmakers saying, I said, oh, finally you're coming to your senses now. You use your resources, your governance men too as well, and let the country be noisy. If Joseph Boga bring your police officer, you're going to pay people too, let them come officer, and let them come to the police. I say it. Because you know what? Enough is enough. This foolishness must start. Look, let me say this. Until until some group of people can rise up in our country against the foolishness where the police will pass around, tear gas students, beat innocent people because they go protest for the right. And you all know the play what police director Levy, you can see the car there. They're serious in our country. You guys are not serious in our country. You guys are not serious. You use your resources. Look, you know the third law of motion is to every action there's equal and opposite reaction. If you're trying out that thing one time, the government will put itself in check. Just about to understand some things. I'm saying this because this is where this thing is going to end. If you're continuing with the foolishness of inducing the Supreme Court, trying to change the system and stick with what you all know is wrong. Now, the same thing I brought the war. Tomorrow, I'll be telling you all about what Joseph Boaga and Jeremiah came here with the intent to get endorsement from America so that he can be president. That's the reason Jeremiah came here. Let me say this to Jeremiah. I will expound on it tomorrow. Let me say this to Jeremiah. Knowing Doe came to America, the photos are there. And Doe was very, very happy he went back. I went the very first time they gave Doe almost $500,000. He met with Ronald Reagan. You know what he thought? He thought he was in good books with America. He read it, but he didn't understand that the United States don't fool around when you mess around with them. No, he didn't understand that. No, he didn't. He thought this was a joke. In America, they got something they call strike. American men will tell you, you know, that's strike one, or you got one strike, or whatever. That means you done something wrong and keep it against you. They got a record there for you, you know. Tomorrow we'll discuss, after Doe went back, why Doe started around the early, I think what, 1987, 1988, when he started to ask us whether you get 25 cents, you get 10 cents, you get 15 cents, you get whatever it is, you're bringing, let's pay America back. You'll understand the reason why. Let me remind Jeremiah of something quickly. Quickly. In 1 second, we'll go to the line. Jeremiah, you remember when Jefferson Koji came to the United States? And all happy. And he thought America, and I forget about the crap that he used to be talking and threatening people's life and talking about your foolishness and destabilizing the country or whatever it is. And Jefferson Koji thought he was going to slide on the radar. When Nathaniel Maggie was passing around talking foolishness, and he thought he was going to slide on the radar. Y'all remember that one? And they came to America. We'll talk better tomorrow. We'll remind you of history, because when it happened, they will come out on the scene show here and tell you who said it before it happened. Y'all continue to fool around. Y'all continue to fool around in our country. Please, y'all continue.
Wonderful. Make it to all. So let's keep some for tomorrow. 0770-203-125. That's the number to call quickly. We have roughly about 18 more minutes to go. Make it to all. Tomorrow we'll talk all these things about U.S. relationship and some of our people who will be on sanction list. Let me be frank. Some of you sitting there eating full chicken. You don't even know what's going on. Yeah, my dear. Go ahead. Good evening.
Yeah, this is David King. I join you from our resident.
Thank you, David, for joining us. Go ahead quickly, my dear.
What really came my attention, it has to do with something that was in the news. The Liberal Council of Churches had denied that whatever that was published concerning the Liberal Council of Churches condemning Joseph Boaga for buying the luxury cars. It was not the president of the Liberal Council of Churches. Yeah, I know Samuel Reed will do that because he's the board chairman of NASCAR. Yesterday, when George Weah danced, Samuel Reed will issue a statement. When George Weah played football, Samuel Reed will issue a statement. But when Joseph Boaga spent our money lavishly, Samuel Reed will distance himself and he will say that good thing. Yeah, these are the people that God has said, elders of this land. And that one eldership, we're getting nothing from there. All we can get money.
All right. Quickly, let me go to Charles Cooper. Charles, good evening.
Yeah, neighbor.
Yeah, go ahead, my dear brother. Go ahead quickly.
Good evening. I call from coffee to Peru. You see, neighbor, sometimes I wonder whenever I sit and look at the trend of leadership that our country is into. I sometimes ask if the happiness in Liberia is normal. And maybe if you do if you take a sober reflection of the kind of way leadership has been portrayed in our country, you want to believe that this country, leadership-wise, this country is cursed, and we need to break that curse. And the only way we can break that curse is to stand up as Liberians for the right thing. But then it is difficult again, maybe because many Liberians do not want to stand up for the right thing because we have gotten used to the wrong thing in this country until the wrong thing has become the right thing in Liberia. So
and most of our people are also poor. The poor for they can do most of the thing, my brother. So they got to go from church to church. Go ahead.
Maybe when you see the country, the trend of leadership in our country, maybe it's not normal. Maybe as a normal person, the way Liberia is very wrong. So they just look at and want to see that the country is cursed leadership-wise. But then we just keep praying to God.
All right. Thank you. Today's caller, good evening.
Hello, my boy.
Yes, my dear. Quickly, go ahead. Your name and from where you join us.
Good evening. This is the boss of PSI, and I represent Sophie the Chifu. We're going to just our little start to the issue concerning the argument on the floor the last time before the judges did. It's true. Our brother is saying, number. Yeah, point is about number. But then there are legal number. The law attached number or particular name to every number. For instance, 2023 when we won the election, the first round of the election, they said you must win with 50+1. If you don't have 50+1, you will not win the election. Now what George we have won a majority, but that majority was simple majority. In the first round, simple majority crossing over. So he didn't become president. So in our house, there are number and there are nomenclature attached to the number. For instance, there is quorum media to do legislative business, which is necessary. And there is to tell, which is a number needed to remove a sticker. So if you just get a number, your organ number, it is not organ number. There is a particular number. And that number is 49. It is not 41. You cannot change the rules of the game in the middle of the game. You can shift the pool. When we start the game, and the pool is in a particular direction, and the game starts and that pool is there, we'll continue with the game, and the pool remain there.
All right. Thank you so much. You can switch or change the poll. Today's caller, good evening.
Good evening, Melbourne. My name is Jaffa Maxwell Oaks, and I'm calling you from Mount Barkley, Deansville City. So I'm not going to go into the crux of the discussion that is before you guys or that all of your panelists have been talking about. I just want to ask, is it possible for we, the people of Liberia, the citizens of this country, to begin a new revolution, to evoke Article 1 of our Constitution and take up the responsibility to impeach these people? Because I see nothing is going to change in this country. We quarrel about the legislature being our problem, yet we do nothing about it. Is it possible that we start a new revolution, maybe through the press, through some of you guys who are on these social media platforms, to begin to mobilize our people? Is it possible that this can be done? Otherwise, this country is going nowhere.
Thank you, Uncle.
Just talk and talk and talk, and nothing will be done, nothing will be achieved. The same stealing will go on, the same corruption, the same theft, and this country will continue to digress. Thank you.
Thank you, and that PRC system will stay inside. Today's caller, good evening.
Yeah, good evening, Mabel.
Yes, my dear, go ahead.
Yeah, thank you for picking my call. Anyway, I'm Beto. I'm calling from the island this evening.
Good.
Yeah, Mabel, you know, we are not understanding the kind of leadership that we got in the country. We're not understanding anything. Mabel, yeah, please help me. My district representative, Honorable Sekou S. Kane, he continues to disrespect the people of the district. Continuously, we try talking to him, forget about the issue, go back and then follow the law, and he continues to refuse. Mabel, I'm very much frustrated this evening. You see how far we are going? You see where our country is going now? ECOWAS came I think 2-3 times now, talking to the guy, they refuse to listen. You see the kind of a simple message that they left. So we are waiting for the Supreme Court. We are waiting.
All right.
If anything will come back to us, he will come back to us. Sekou Kana, we are waiting for you.
All right, thank you. Thank you so much. We're waiting. Mr. Kana, Sekou Kana, waiting for you. 0770, take a few more calls. Now cross over to our team of panelists to, yes, indeed, to respond to all of the calls. And yes, indeed, 0770-203-125 has to take on all of the things that we've been discussing here this evening on the SKTV show. To this caller, good evening.
Yeah, good evening, Liverpool.
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, thank you very much. This is our Davis family. I joined a discussion for Omega Market in Legacy of former President. Maybe sometime in the evening when we listen to your show, when we get some information coming for you people, maybe. For me today, I feel that those who are the ordinary voters, we are the ones that voting like that to not be different. Maybe why it's important for those people, representatives, senators, president, we sit there, buying cars. And it's community not develop. So we are the one that causing the problem. We are supposed to take the problem to those people and say, this is what we want in the community. We are the one that fix it. There's a car competition and time is going. They are intentionally delaying the development of the country after 2 years, after 3 years, when they say, oh, there's no time. You see, they're buying cars. Time is going. So it's the very community, the very district. We're not even asking to engage the people. We need to prepare our own blueprint now to take it to them. You not do it. We got problem with you. But if we said now after 4-5 years to say, them here we can't pay here for, them here we can't do this. Now what the fuck on our path? We don't want to beat it. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Waste of time, and that's just a fact. Because if you don't do, in fact, even the people that don't have respect for all of you, in fact, who gave them the power. So that one thing.
Can we say something now because we only have maybe less than 10 minutes?
Yes. So quickly, the last caller. Hello? Hello? Yeah, go ahead. Okay, thank you for joining us. Quickly, go ahead, dear.
Yeah, you see, our country, our law, because we are not respecting the people in the cost. We are doing the only thing, the only thing not correct because if you go the next lesson we have. Before anybody can be represented in the country will have an estate or land. All of us can do. And the buy election, we people have 2 times buy election. Government don't have money to have buy election. You can't candidate buy election. The name won't know. The name already in the court. We are in the same all of four. It's not country.
All right. Thank you so much. We gotta go. Yeah, Mr. Connor, Steve, and the rest of the team. We're back after taking calls.
Let have Sekou react because I know.
Because I just wanted to say something quickly before I leave you guys. So the caller before the last one, the Sekou Kana that he was talking about, Sekou Kana, that's the district number 2 representatives. And when the other caller said the representative, the elected officials, they don't respect the people who are voting for them, I would say those who vote for them too got to respect yourself. If you don't respect yourself, don't show respect, don't show value to yourself, people will not put value on you. The Sekou Kana guy you're talking about right now, he shared before, he was there before. The Unity Party was in power before, he was there, he was a representative. When Jowiya was elected, Jimmy Smith was elected. When Unity Party came to take power again, he was elected. So this, you can't be complaining about people and you be electing them, over and over. You guys all voting on party line. You're not voting on substance. You're not voting on what somebody can do or what they have done. You all voting on, on party lines. And when the lot of people don't got no respect for you, every time when you speak, they will feel like those people who are on the other side, are the ones complaining. There are only people that they are fine because there are people who can always come by and vote for them. Until Liberians can get together and decide to be voting on people based on issues, based on tangibles, based on their own, benefit, not because of being followers or because of one bag of rice, one cup of rice, because of $200 selling your vote. Until you can stop that, you will continue to see these things. The lawmaker will not have no respect for you because you don't put respect on yourself. You have to make sure you let them know that your vote matter, and you don't just give your vote just for about anything. So until you can respect yourself, the lawmaker will have no respect for you. That's the point I wanted to make. While we were still on the radio.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Before, let me come in quickly. And then we'll turn it over to Monk because myself will be leaving. I have a meeting coming up here. But let me say this, and me, I've always said it. I believe in the third law of motion. I believe in it. There is action, there is equal and opposite reaction. Oh, I believe in it so much. I believe in consequences. I believe in rewards and punishments. I believe in statements like, fools are not my friends. I don't make friends with fools. I believe in those things. I believe in reality. I'm a realist. That being said, I've heard a lot of the callers. One of the callers said, can they have a citizen movement or whatever it is? Y'all be saying that and be making noise and you don't wake up. Please, I'm begging y'all. Joseph Boaga then will eat your future and eat your children's future. And Joseph Boaga just bought a new car. IAF. Joseph Boaga, who is on departure, anything can happen to him anytime. Like, what passing around in bulletproof car. Yup. Yeah, you ready in our country here. Any serious money group of people, tell them that someone yo-yo. Tell them that nobody need to tell you to organize protest. It will be spontaneous. The people in Douala will wake up. The people in the other place will wake up. Nima country, the other place. The whole country will be in yo-yo. Joseph Boaga will resign. Joseph will have to resign. You'll be saying that there. You'll say that tradition. And in your own head, that somebody can count their 6 years, whether they're stealing, they're killing, or they're doing whatever they must be there for the 6 years before they can remove. Yeah, the first part of the Constitution that say the power in you. You read that part. You can skip everything. You say you'll get it put in constitutional mandate. Well, wait 2029, you'll see. You're the same foolishness for Joe we are. Your left Joe we are there. Your hard Costa Rica king and compromise everything. I'm reminding you again. You'll be there. I will always say this to you. Me, I would never suffer till I die. Never. Let me say it to you. That you will suffer. Let's say who say, hey, your moon can you're bringing back. You keep making your life like that. And instead of you looking into other option, other direction, you're looking at Joe Wiana. Eh? And I want your own and the foolish noise you're passing around with. Like you're so waste time with. Yeah, you ready? You're ready, you enjoy it. I enjoy the puppy. You know what? Just about the next guy you buy it be 5 million. They can do nothing. Labrepo, they're thought after the next they will go to something else. They're not focused. Their attention span is very short. They're not focused. They can do nothing. They say Thomas Farah stealing money. They kind of write, yeah, Thomas Farah stealing money, breaking news. They go back and look for the different breaking news again. You know what they're running around with now? What he stole from his wife. That the other news they're running around with. You see what money put in that country? You ain't ready yet. More kind here.
One of the callers, he made a very salient point when he talked about the numbers here. One thing I know, he asked me, and the other brother commented, he said, Monk, do you know the law more than the chief justices? Let me tell you something, my brother. A constitutional law is not like a family law or criminal law or corporate law. These laws based on facts. They got evidence that judges go and make argument. When it comes to the Constitution, people are trying to decode intent. That's why they call the Supreme Court ruling an opinion. It's not only about because they know the law. That's why the Supreme Court go with precedent, what they did in the past. Because they know no matter how they interpret the law, it's still an opinion. It doesn't mean that they are right. It's just that the law, the Constitution also gave them the authority to be the final arbiter of the law. That's just why it is. Because all 5 million people cannot go sit in the Supreme Court and make decisions for the country. That's just why it is. The one thing that I know in that whole situation, that's why I said I'm liking the path that the Nigerian diplomat is taking, because he know at the end of the day it will be a political dialogue. The one thing about the Constitution and everything will be in Washington, that's why we said from day one, you can assemble in your local congressional district and either accept or reject this thing. That was the very first recommendation for Sktv. But for you always looking for a savior. So you want to see the 49 to remove in the name of the law. But I guess you didn't see the 37 that in the Constitution itself that call for a simple majority that before you can do the government's work, you must meet a bare minimum standard of 37. No, that one, you don't understand that one. The only thing you know, 49, because for you, you got your expectation. I know the 49 and the 37, they are also specific numbers given by the same Constitution. The only difference is, for political reason, you try to look at one number. It's almost like a teacher giving you a test. He said, Mabon, I'm giving you a test. My test was 100 points when you... Hello? I think the time is out, right, for me, right? Or somebody was saying something. Mona, I think you can close it with the way to Yeah, but I don't know if you got something to say, or else I was just going to close my statement, and I think Mabon is off already and Cyprian for sure.
You done it right?
Yeah, go ahead. I think if I'm here tomorrow, maybe we'll just close the album. Go ahead.
Okay, Mr. Main, thanks for the callers. With all these challenges we are faced with in Liberia, it's about time Liberians know who to vote for, why you are voting, know who to vote for, why you are voting, and know how to vote. Let me say many thanks to all the callers who make their points. We are here.
There are things we can do. We bring in good news and we give it to you. We touch it for podcast and connecting people and culture from here and up out of the globe. Qualified people who willing to serve. The blessing that time and the effort are rest. The project is giving us here and the promise from there. The work of my life with Africa.
I lyrical health.
Master.
Play Paris, who make you again Sktv menu. C'est ma chenille, tina ke ase ma jamu. Enji sano muni, emu aye yo. Enji lofa emu aye yo.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa. Sktv, the best in Mama Liberia. Must survive the lofa and grandbaza.
Ena Guinea ya tumale, ena Somalia ya tumale, ena Conakry ya tumale, ena Cote d'Ivoire ya tumale, ena Guinea ya tumale, ena Somalia ya tumale, ena Conakry ya tumale, ena Cote d'Ivoire ya tumale, ena Nigeria ya tumale. Sktv, ena Nigeria, tosi wako maya tumale.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa. Sktv, the best in Mama Liberia. Must survive the lofa and grandbaza.
There are things we can do. We bring in good news and we give it to you. We touch it for podcast and connecting people and culture from here and up out of the globe. Qualified people who willing to serve. The blessing that time and the efforts are rest. The broadcast we giving are real and the promise from best. To work with my life with Africa. From Grandfather Nima to Lufa, from Riverside, River G to Chile, from Grand Crew, Bombing, Kidman, Montserrat, Sano to Bacalu, from Maryland, Bonk to the Mikey B. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa.